Today we have another customized SNG training video for Stoxpoker.com. We're going to be looking at a PokerStars 225 turbo game. And like with the previous videos, I guess I'll reiterate it on most of the ones I play. We have number of hands, VPIP, so how often the guy pays to see a flop, PFR, how often he raises before the flop, both of these percentages, and lastly, aggression factor. So that's what we're going to be working with. And one thing that I got cut off when I was talking about last time, because we were in the middle of a hand, like I am now, was suited ace-3. If it had been folded to me, I would have definitely considered raising on the button, particularly if I knew these guys were tight blinds, and if there had been a couple of limpers I would have called. Against a raise, I'm just going to give it up. And we'll see how this hand plays out. This guy's correct to call the min-raise with a lot of hands, getting better than 3-1 before the flop. He should have some hand calling now. Jeb G is betting pretty small, kind of representing a king. We don't really know what this guy has. He's calling. Maybe they both have kings, or he's still playing a monster. Okay, now Ian P. Levy didn't want to play such a big pot, particularly he's out of position. He only has second pair. But Jeb G really shouldn't be min-raising from mid-position with 10 king. That's definitely too loose. So we'll be looking... Okay, and right now he makes another sizable raise from mid-position. We could definitely have a maniac, a feeder, a right, which is fine. If you have a loose aggressive opponent on your right, that's absolutely fine. And we'll see. Hopefully he gets a showdown. You don't really get to learn too much unless there's a showdown. But if a guy's playing hand after hand, you still learn something. And particularly as we get to higher blind phase, we're going to be looking out for specific tendencies we observe in our opponents. So anyway, we were talking in the last video about how high a VPIP you can have while still being a winning player. And that's not really the type of question you want to argue about based on theory. You know, I've calculated such and such, and therefore you can have... it's really a question of experience. So you look at a lot of games that you play, and you look at VPIPs that different guys have, and based on either your knowledge of how good a player the guy is, and your own observation, or data mining, where that's legitimate, you have a good idea of how much he's winning. Okay, suited ace-8